All right, welcome to Smokey Approved Korea. I'm your boy Jurnalist, and on this one, we are here for another Boy City video. I seen this one, seen it was like a small little 14-minute one too as well. I was like, oh, let's get that knocked out ASAP. So that's how we got here. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Shout out to Boy for making these dope videos that I do react to. If you don't already subscribe to her channel, please go watch this without me talking on it as well over there as well. Please do hit the like and subscribe on my channel, and let's get into this and see what we got.
Recently, the NSYNC members reunited after 20 years to release an OST for an animated film, and I came across a clip of an interview where they say something that caught my attention.
Yeah, One Direction's an amazing band, but you have 5 guys that are amazing singers and great soloists, so when they come out and do songs, it's like you fight over where is this gonna be. We kind of knew.
I only know 2 of them niggas. I'm keeping 100. Like, yo, they was massive. It was massive, but the nigga wasn't even big enough for me to have to hear a song. I'm sorry. Like, I know One Direction was massive. I know numbers, all this, just because I'm one person didn't hear. Doesn't fucking matter. I'm speaking from my experience. Cap, only 2 of them niggas is good. That's that nigga Harry and Zayn. Besides that, the other niggas just don't make good music. It's just whatever. I've heard the other niggas' music, or at least one song from each person as soloist. Cap, that's Cap. It's just like all you niggas sitting at the table. I thought JC was gonna be that nigga, but Justin turned into the nigga. The rest of you niggas don't make good music. It's Cap.
We sucked at singing Mountain Dew songs. It's like you fight over where is this gonna be. We kind of knew we sucked at singing certain things. We fell into our spots and we knew our place. You know, it was like I knew I'd be the high stuff, these guys would do the leads, Joey would be in the middle, and Lance would be on the bass. It was a lot easier since we started with a sound rather than 5 amazing vocalists. I mean, not to say we're not, but I just did.
I don't completely disagree with everything they are saying, but all of this did make me think for a while. Is it possible to have a vocal group in which all the members are extremely good singers? Does a group can only have 1 or 2 frontmen or frontwomen to last? Does this apply to BTS, the current biggest group in the world? These are their main points. And remember that this is not about bands, it's about vocal groups, in which all the members' instruments are their voices. Number 1, it's easier to start with a sound rather than individual vocals. Number 2, group members that fall into their spots and know their place, like NSYNC, work smoothly. Number 3, when all the members of a group are great soloists, like One Direction, they're going to fight for the spotlight, creating conflict. Let's take this apart. And yes, this is going to be one of those videos in which I overanalyze one small piece of content because why not?
Do your thing.
The first point is that it's easier to start with a sound rather than individual vocals. I agree with this. This is actually how BTS started. Hip-hop and R&B were their first big inspirations. The vocal line singing in harmony and the rap line taking turns for the rap parts were very present in their first trilogy of albums known as the School Trilogy. With time, each member started finding their own sound and leading certain songs. With even more time, every member started having solo songs in both BTS's albums as well as in their own solo projects. So I totally agree. It's easier to start with sound rather than individual vocals, but you cannot do this forever. It can become repetitive and boring, not only for the public but for the members themselves. That's why Cher and NSYNC lasted longer than One Direction, but they also broke up relatively early in their careers. Another one of their points is that One Direction didn't work out because they were all amazing singers from the beginning. But in my opinion, One Direction did not start with 5 amazing individual vocalists. They actually started with one sound, just like NSYNC did. This sound not evolving was Zayn's main motivation to leave the group. Zayn wanted to do more R&B, but his songs and even his natural voice recordings were always rejected. So starting with sound is fine, but the sound needs to evolve. Especially with boy bands, members start young, so it's unnatural to maintain the same sound forever. In the case of BTS, they've been over a decade together because they allowed themselves to evolve their sound. Sure, the classical BTS R&B harmonies from their School Trilogy are still present in their songs, but it's not all they do. As soloists and as a group, they do more genres and sounds than any other group I've seen in my life.
Hold on. She going faster than me. I would say I do disagree. having a great vocalist means I could work on any sound. It makes it far easier when you have the talent and you need to build a song around them versus when you have the music but you don't have the right voice, you will be stuck with a plethora of records that you can't move forward with because you just don't have the right voice. So you'll have the music. I'd say they're just as equal. Like, both of them are really good starting points, but I always feel like having a great vocalist means we could do something. Example, even though the guy's a terrible person, R. Kelly had a great vocalist in fucking Aaliyah, and then he already had his sound. So that's like the perfect marriage of really good production with a vocal. We can take it somewhere. You need the vocalist to be able to take your sound to the next level. Like, in every situation I'm thinking of in my brain right now, you need one. Like, even TLC's situation, even though fucking Dallas Austin is a scumbag for what he's done, and Pebbles and them are terrible people, like, it's still great vocalists that then get given a sound and then they are able to take that somewhere else. Usher is an example. Great vocalist, then has learned and was given multiple sounds that turn into the Usher that we have, the 8721 or some shit album, like the Usher Raymond album. There's so many albums that he's done where it's like the development of the sound after having the vocal has turned into providing better fruits. Fuck it. We can even use Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake is a solo artist. I've got a great vocalist. I've got Timberland. They make a sound together, but he had the great vocalist first and then was able to do the same thing. Even Nelly Furtado, like the whole thing, even Missy Elliott, I keep going. I'm switching it. I'm going vocals. Having a vocal is for sure better. For sure better.
Number 2, group members that fall into their spots and know their place work smoothly. It's okay to start with a sound in mind, but that usually comes with certain roles. That's what NSYNC said. One did the high notes, one did the bass, one was at the center, etc. But I don't think you can realistically fall into your same spot forever. That is exactly why most Western groups disband early. Knowing your place in the group can help a lot to prevent conflicts related to performing. It's a very professional stance, but it can and it will almost definitely limit growth. Because at the end of the day, the NSYNC members can talk all they want about their group working out, but they only lasted 2 more years in One Direction, and they did end up breaking up because Justin was secretly planning a solo career. Their words, not mine. Of course, One Direction's breakup carried more conflict than NSYNC's breakup. But just because NSYNC took the most professional way of doing things doesn't mean that this is the best way and the best outcome a group can have. They are simply doesn't mean that.
What the fuck does this nigga JC got on? What the dude? Who the fuck does he want to be? It's fucking Keith Urban and fucking Daryl Oates just had a fucking pop baby. What am I looking at? This is ridiculous. What are these style choices? It's like 5 niggas sitting in front of me. Like, I know it is, but it's just like nobody decided to be I'm gonna be the cool dressed one. Like, nobody. This is ridiculous. JC, what the fuck are you wearing, JC? I'm sorry I got distracted by that leather jacket. What are those pockets? He's got rivets around his fucking pockets. Fuck. All he needs is one of those turquoise, what are they called? Tie knots. He needs one of those.
That this is the best way and the best outcome a group can have. They are simply not a good example for longevity. In K-pop, they will be considered just one more group victim of the 7-year curse. Falling into your spot and knowing your place in the group are things extremely common in K-pop. Each member falls into a very specific category. Lead vocal, main vocal, sub-vocal, lead rapper, main rapper, sub-rapper, lead dancer, main dancer, etc. Western boy bands don't have these exact names, but groups like NSYNC follow a similar structure. So if it's not working with Western groups and it's not working with K-pop groups, why do you still think that this is the correct way of doing things? Maybe K-pop companies notice this, because with time and whether K-pop fans want to admit it or not, with the increased global popularity of BTS, it became less common for the members of a K-pop group to have designated positions. Maybe this is because when BTS debuted in America, there was not really a recognizable main guy or a main rapper or a main dancer. They all dance and they all perform. So the response by K-pop companies was to debut groups in which all the members are almost the same artist. They have a similar color of voice, a similar personality, a similar vocal range, a similar dancing ability, and even a similar appearance. I'm not saying that this is good or bad. In my opinion, it can work sometimes, but other times it's just boring, especially for a Western audience that likes finding a unique trait in each member of a group. All the members of a group not overpowering each other doesn't mean that they have to be the same. With BTS, there's no uniformity, there's cohesion. They are all very different people with very different skill sets. Each of them plays a unique role in the group, just like NSYNC said they did. But their positions are not set in stone because their sound is also not set in stone. A variety of sounds allows each member to find a wider variety of voices. With each sound they do, they rotate their positions in the group, even inspiring them to try new sounds in their solo projects. In 2013, no one would have thought that RM would release acoustic songs in which he only sings, or that Jin would choose to dance full choreographies in his solo songs, or that J-Hope would choose to release a rockier sound in which he doesn't dance. This is the benefit of not just falling into your spot.
Yo, I tried to show somebody J-Hope dancing. It was like, oh yeah, Cut sold out Lollapalooza. Big things, massive. Seen the show, was like, oh, this is crazy. Got to watching the show, it was like, he gonna dance, right? I was like, yeah, Cut the dancer. He the dancer. That nigga didn't do no dancing. Like, does he do some dancing? Sure. But like, it's minimalist. I had to actually go pull up like a J-Hope dancing video for the, like, all right, see, like this nigga really, not that he doesn't dance well in Lollapalooza, but just like, it's more focused on like, I'm a rapper, less choreography. This was like, I was trying to show it like, oh yeah, look at this nigga choreography. It did not go well. It didn't.
Important to recognize what you bring to the table, but longevity will come when you allow the members to find more than one skill they can bring to the group.
I would say it has to be a combination of both. Where Bora ends on the having each member be able to bring a skill to the group is where we're going to need them niggas to get to, and very fast. But everybody knowing where the fuck their role is in the beginning, so we can build a strong foundation, so you niggas get space to grow or show up with these skills we need you to have for individualism later. Yeah, like they're actually mutually, yeah, they need to be done together. They're not mutually exclusive. They actually, is it? Fuck yeah. They have to be done together. They have to, because if you have a really good foundation of everybody knowing what their role is, plus everybody brings their own individual skills, you get to have something very special. But if everybody does just play their role, then like, yeah, that shit is very boring, like she said. I don't like, y'all niggas not gonna be here too long, because it's not gonna have no creativity or no heart or no soul.
Number 3. When all the members of a group are great soloists, they are going to fight for the spotlight, creating conflict. This comes with the assumption that in a group there has to be a lead role, and if every member fits the lead role because all of them are extremely talented, the other positions will be forced and unnatural. This point was my main motivation to make this random video, because I disagree. Each BTS member has proven over the years that they are amazing soloists, and I believe that's exactly what sets them light years apart from other boy bands or K-pop groups. I'm not trying to say that there's not a single group apart from BTS in which all the members are capable of being amazing soloists, but what I am saying is that they are not successfully bringing those unique talents to their groups. I've talked before about K-pop's attempt of a supergroup, which is formed with members successful as solo artists or as members of other groups. But I believe that one of the many reasons they did not work out artistically is because they will kind of lower their abilities to match each other in songs that don't favor them, instead of being different unique pieces of an interesting puzzle. In my opinion, that is the only way a group full of talented artists can work. A good non-K-pop related example is Pentatonix. By themselves, they have different solo careers, and together, they are probably the most successful a cappella group, and they've been active for more than 12 years. When they are a group, each of them brings something to the table. Like NSYNC recommended, each of them has their own position: tenor, baritone, soprano, percussion, and bass. But their variety of sounds allows all of the members to be at the center and be the backing vocals at some point or another. When a very talented artist is surrounded by other very talented artists, there has to be selflessness. You will have your moment to shine, and you will have to help your teammates shine as much as you. This is the only way I've seen supergroups truly work. For example, BTS's first Grammy performance was thanks to RM's work as a solo artist. The nominated song was Old Town Road, and only RM performs in one of the remixes, but he decided to share his 50 seconds in the song with all of the BTS members. I'm not sure other group members would have been selfless enough to lift their groups along with them. But for BTS, this is a common practice. Each BTS solo career are 7 different opportunities for them to redirect audiences to BTS as a supergroup project, especially in recent years. When they promote a solo artist, they always introduce themselves as a member of BTS.
I go by the name of RM of BTS.
안녕하세요, BTS입니다.
안녕하세요, 슈가이죠.
I'm J-Hope from BTS.
I'm Jimin of BTS.
방탄소년단의 비입니다.
If only one member is part of a collaboration with another artist, most times they will make BTS's name visible one way or another. This was the case of Soul Town Road and BTS's first Grammy performance in 2020. It was a song by Lil Nas X, RM, and BTS, although only RM performed in the digital version. Suga's Interlude, in which only Halsey and Suga performed, is a song by Halsey, Suga, and BTS. Left and Right, in which only Charlie Puth and Jungkook sing, is a song by Charlie Puth, Jungkook, and BTS. When BTS is not a featured artist in a collaboration, they will sometimes add member of BTS. Angel Part 1 and 2 are songs by Jimin of BTS. Lilith is a song by Suga of BTS.
Chill.
Rush Hour is a song by J-Hope of
Chill.
BTS. My point is that BTS takes the phrase "teamwork makes the dream work" very seriously. Of course, the
It's
why
facts.
of this is another story, but in summary, their lack of opportunities and constant struggles in the industry allowed them to find out that together they are stronger. Their increasing success proved them right. So even today with their solo projects, they are constantly creating opportunities and visibility for their team. But this selflessness goes beyond their group projects, because for them, this is more a mindset than a strategy. Even when they are performing with other artists who are not part of BTS, they still maintain their teamwork mindset. This tweet says something interesting about BTS's selflessness as performers. I saw a clip of a K-idol singing a song impromptu with a soloist. He was good. He had the skill. He had the technique. The crowd was awed at his performance. The girl he was singing with, usually a good singer, seemed to be trying to keep pace. It played like a battle between 2 vocalists trying to best each other, with the audience passively receiving what's being dished out to them. Like this Twitter thread mentions later, J-Hope of BTS gave J. Cole a space to shine in their collaboration. This is J-Hope's song. He is doing the promotions. He is doing the performances by himself. But he still gave J. Cole the spotlight. And BTS does this with every artist they collaborate. They make the featured artist one more member of BTS. I think this is more than just being respectful. When a collaboration or a group look more like a competition rather than a union of talents, it shows. So I agree that it's very hard for groups to work out when they are all extremely talented. But BTS has shown that it's not impossible. When groups in which every member is a star truly prioritize teamwork, the results will always include success. But there has to be real teamwork. There has to be real selflessness. Just think about all of the BTS members doing their mandatory military service together. The younger members don't have to go for another 3 or 4 years. But since it was time for Jin to go, then they are all going now. This way, they can all reunite as soon as possible. You may think this is obvious, but no other K-pop group has done this. They always wait until each of them reaches the age when they have to go. They prioritize their personal interests, which I'm not saying is bad, but it does show BTS's unique teamwork.
All right. I would have to say for this last little bit before she gets to her conclusions, I would have to say I agree completely with the point of focusing on the teamwork as the whole is going to be the thing that makes the thing work. And most people don't prioritize the teamwork. So seeing BTS do that, that is good. But also the fact that each of them are and have been taking the time to focus on being a soloist or individualize themselves while also completely supporting the whole at the same time is how the thing works. Because with the examples of the supergroups I've seen, all of them came in individualized but weren't really focused on the team, because they're like, well, I'm famous enough that as long as I'm part of this thing, it should work. And that's where, at least for me, with what we're doing at the Culture Clan thing, me trying to get the boys to like go individualize, like go make a mixtape, go make like a project that we can like push next year, so we can like have people find out who the fuck you are by yourself outside of just like being a part of the whole, I think is going to be something that helps. Because that's the thing I think that has helped with BTS is through all the extra content before they were allowed to do solo music, you were able to learn or get pieces of their personalities to fall in love with them all individually. So then when they make a group song, you're like, well, my nigga's on that song. Well, that's my other nigga. So all my niggas is on the song. And then when your individual favorite goes and does a project, all the boys are supporting that. But then they go do a really good project all on their own. And then it's like, well, damn, he's not only a part of a group that every nigga in the group is really good, but he's really good by himself. So it just reinforces the quality in the artist and the music when it's done that way. If it's not done that way, she's right, it just falls apart. It's too easy. I can go get more money, not fucking with you niggas no more. I'm leaving.
In conclusion, I mostly agree with what's being said in this clip. It can be a lot easier to focus on sound rather than individual vocals. It's true that group members that fall into their spots and know their place tend to work smoothly. It's true that when multiple members of a group are great soloists, they are most probably going to fight for the spotlight. But I think all of this being true most of the time makes BTS an even more impressive musical act. Against all odds, they overcame every obstacle. They survived their first years with not many opportunities. They became the biggest group in an industry that only allows groups from big agencies to be at the top. They made a name for themselves in an industry that doesn't truly welcome foreign music. They paved the way for Korean artists to have global visibility. And they remain as proof that being in a group does not automatically mean talented people being limited. When done correctly and sincerely, the members of vocal groups can bring the best of each other and create art that relates to many.
Facts. Oh, that was it. Okay. Yeah, don't look this up. He was no bueno. He's no good song. But I gotta go watch that person perform next week on Wednesday. The joys of trying to make friends in the music business in person in Scotland. You've got to go to shows that you already know the music is not going to be good, so you can shake hands with one person. These are the things that I say, like when I'm like, oh, well, just, if they do this to go get a Grammy, it's this kind of shit. Go into shit you know you don't have to go to, that you don't want to go to. But if you do go to it and you shake hands and you're nice to the right people, I might be able to perform at a festival next year. And it shouldn't be like that, but it is. And I really want to perform at a festival, so I will do what I must do. But I promise you, I don't want to fucking do it. Not one bit. That said, though, yeah, I agree with Boris' conclusion. I've already agreed with the stuff that I've disagreed with stuff I don't agree with, but it's not really disagreements. It's more so I just kind of view it differently as a working artist. That said, though, this is another dope video from Bora. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you could, please hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.